Let's talk about the first ever environmentalist paramilitary group in the United States. Allow me to introduce you to the Environmental Life Force, what is commonly referred to as the original ELF. This group was founded in 1977 by John Clark Hanna and a small number of associates in Watsonville, California. Hanna, who was a veteran of the anti Vietnam War movement, began to associate with environmentalist causes after participating in the first Earth Day in 1970. The use of chemical weapons in the Vietnam War, as well as a personal experience with pesticides, also greatly motivated Hanna to use sabotage in defense of the environment. The original ELF was initially going to take the same name that the later ELF took, the Earth Liberation Front, but eschewed the name due to it being too militaristic. It also wished to differentiate itself from the New World Liberation Front, a Maoist paramilitary group also active in Northern California. Its first attack took place in March 1977. The group shot out the windows of a beach home of San Francisco City Councilor Dianne Feinstein with a BB gun. It claimed it was in retaliation for the death of a prisoner, something more reminiscent of the rhetoric of contemporary revolutionary leftist paramilitaries. It was likely that Hanna was inspired by the New World Liberation Front's campaign against the San Francisco City Council, which was ongoing at the time. Nevertheless, the original ELF began to focus on exclusively environmental issues. On May 1st, 1977, members of the group left firebombs on 7 crop dusters in Salinas. The bombs exploded around 2 a.m. and only caused minor damage as it had rained that same evening. A communique was left at the office of a local newspaper claiming responsibility and expressing opposition to the use of pesticides. A few months later, on August 1st, 1977, a bomb exploded at the headquarters of Publishers Paper Company in Oregon City, Oregon. A communique from the ELF stated that it was in retaliation for the company's use of pesticides, as well as an incident in which the company sprayed environmentalist protesters with them. This would prove to be the last action of the original ELF, as after this point, federal and state law enforcement agencies began investigating the group. They eventually deduced that it was led by Hanna and his then girlfriend, Carla Olander. After a few months of surveillance, the ATF arrested Hanna and Olander on November 22, 1977. Olander ended up cooperating with authorities, and Hanna was sentenced to 5 years in prison. This was later modified to 5 years probation. At this point, the original ELF had disbanded. Following his imprisonment, Hanna became disillusioned with violence, seeing it as counterproductive to the environmentalist movement. When the original ELF inspired Earth Liberation Front emerged in the 1990s, Hanna was critical of their activities. If you found this interesting, follow for more stories of America's underground.